Right, let's move on. And before we end this podcast, there was big news this week. Boro revealed their brand new badge for next season. It will be implemented from next season onwards, with a special gold anniversary version to be used in the first year to mark 150 years of Middlesbrough Football Club. The main points of the badge: it is a return to the circular shape. The club's founding year, 1876, is split across a white band. Middlesbrough Football Club is arced within the shaping of the badge, the font of which is a nod to Middlesbrough's industrial heritage. For example, the letter I resembles an iron girder, which I think is pretty cool. The iconic lion is featured in the centre of the badge, of course. Designers have incorporated the shape of the River Tees as it meets the Riverside Stadium in the lion's tongue, and the outline of rosary topping within the lion's mane. Guys, what do we make of the new badge? Big news, new era for Middlesbrough, back to a circular badge. Are we happy with it?
Matt, do you want to go first? I know you're the big designer here, so.
Well, I was going to say it's nice that they've took inspiration from the new Boro Breakdown logo that we have went with this season. But no, obviously I'm just down to the profession I'm in. Look at these things with a super critical, probably, stupidly fussy eye. But I've grown to really love this badge. I really have. At first, because I didn't expect it to be dropped, I kind of looked at it and I thought, oh, is that it? Or is that like this is where we're up to? Or this is like a first version? At first I was like, is that the final version really? But the more I've looked at it, the more I've really, really warmed to it. I mean, first of all, how great is it just for Boro to go back to a circular badge? It just feels right. I know it makes me feel old. God knows how old it makes Tom feel, but there are fans that have only known the current badge, and I feel kind of sorry for them, because the current badge for me just reminds me of Championship football and, well, mostly rubbish. So to go back to this just feels right. It reminds me of the great days of cup finals and Premier League football and European football. So that in itself is great. But yeah, I love what they've done with the lion. That's my favorite part of the Boro badge. I love the little bits of Teesside they've incorporated into it, because in the meetings that we had last year, there was loads of people who wanted like the transporter in there, boats in there, and all these other different elements, but that was never going to work. So I think trying to actually incorporate them into the line itself is really clever. So I love that. I don't mind the band either, going across middle of the badge horizontally. Nice touch. I think that works for me. I don't mind that. And the only thing I had an issue with at first was the font. I didn't like the font that went around Middlesbrough Football Club. I thought I'd liked a more modern font, but I've warmed to it, to be honest. And I think the whole badge as a whole looks nice. And that's not even before we mention the 150th anniversary badge, which I think is stunning. And that on a red shirt next season, God. And if the shirt next season's red and gold as well, that's going to sell out like crazy. I can't wait to see that. So yeah, I think it's simplistic. I don't mind them doing that, because I think that you got more chance of keeping people happy if it's simple. They've not tried to overcomplicate it, and they have gave fans everything they wanted based off of the meetings and the feedback that happened last season. So they've hit the brief, and I like it, and it feels right. So yeah, it's a big tick for me. I really like it.
They absolutely have hit the brief, haven't they? You reminded me there, Matt, that I'm actually one of those fans that's only ever known the current badge, which is a shame, actually, because I really don't like the current badge. There's just so many parts of it that aesthetically do not please my four eyes. But yeah, this one, I really like it. I'm like you, when I saw it, and by the way, the video that they put out to announce it on a random Thursday, as we said, was fantastic. A really, really good video to announce the new badge. I saw it, and with all due respect, because obviously this is the instant reaction, I was like you. I thought, is that it? But then you factor in that, people have taken a lot of time and put a lot of effort into this. And credit to the designer, Andy, and the illustrator, Joe, as well. They've done a fantastic job with it, because this is harping back to the iconic badge from 1986 to 2007, which is synonymous with Boro's halcyon days, really, of UEFA Cup journeys and Carling Cup success. And it's just a really good badge, that one. And this is just a modernized, updated version of it. I really like the font. I think it's striking. It stands out much better than the badge I've just mentioned there, actually. Love the little hat tilts to Teesside landmarks. Although I will say, and this is rather geographically pedantic, Rosebery Topping is not in Middlesbrough. It's in East Cleveland. It's in Great Ayton. So I don't know if Middlesbrough can claim Rosebery Topping, although people have mentioned you can actually see Rosebery Topping from like a view from the Riverside Stadium. So I suppose it's donned the iconic Teesside skyline. People have mentioned it needs the transporter bridge in it. If the transporter bridge sees 2030, I'd be very surprised. It's structurally damaged. Things closed half the time. There's no point putting that on a badge. There's just no point. So I like the fact that they've cut the Rosebery Topping shape, or the top of it, into the lion. The river tees as well, coming from the lion's tongue. That is distinguishably Middlesbrough, of course. It's just a really good design. Like, as you said, they've hit the brief. They've ticked a lot of boxes that Boro fans wanted. A lot of neutrals are saying, oh, modernised crap, another circular design. But this is celebrating history. This is not eradicating it. It's celebrating it. It's it's joining hands, if you will, with the 1986 badge that's iconic within itself, because it celebrated the kind of rebirth of Middlesbrough Football Club from the doldrums of 1986 and liquidation. So I really like it. I'm excited to see it because I'm a nerd on the Boro shirt next season. Hats off to Andy and Joe. Andy, a graphic designer that's a Middlesbrough fan as well. I can imagine for him that must be just the best job ever. And to be fair, he said that's a dream job. So yeah, hats off to them. Absolutely brilliant. Tom, what are your thoughts on the new badge? You were obviously a part of the MSF meetings as well. What are your opinions?
I really like it. I think I'll look at it completely different way to what Matt would, in that, I don't look at all the little details and the design or anything like that. I find the Rosebery Topping and the river tees thing like quite abstract. Like, I'd have to like really look at it to notice that that's there. I just look at it for what it is, and I love it. I think it's a really clean design. The lion for me looks better. People, posted screenshots of the old badge on Twitter, and I never noticed the fact that the line didn't actually fit into the middle, and it actually like impinged on the sides, the outside of the crest as well. So I really like that it's all in one place now. I do like the white band with 1876 on it, and then the font. I know it's probably not the same font. It looks really similar to what was on the previous badge, and that for me, it takes me back to the badge I grew up with before this cursed badge came into play. So I really like it. I can't wait to see it on a shirt. I'm really looking forward to the anniversary one where it's red and gold. If Boro are planning that now, just take my money. I'll have 10 of them.
Yeah, and interestingly as well, they've got the Ayrton Park gate, little swirl of the Ayrton Park gates underneath the anniversary badge. Looks really good. And a lot of people, the criticisms that I've seen from people are to do with the lion. I think they've got the lion spot on. I can't see a fault with it, really. The other one, as I think you mentioned, Tom, that it was brought up, that it looks like there's a fleck coming off the lion. It makes him look like he has a massive dong, which is one of the things that I think when you look at it, you maybe can't unsee it. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it was actually brought up on a thread on Fly Me to the Moon. Rob mentioned it, and I thought that was quite funny.
Yeah, it's it is funny. I mean, I've never really been a fan of the current badge. It's kind of needed a bit of just reworking, and I think they've done this absolutely brilliantly. Nothing else to really mention. It's just good. It's I know I mentioned there that when I first saw it, I was kind of like, is that it? But to be honest, I was expecting to hate it. If I'm being completely transparent about it, I thought that I'd absolutely hate it, because when I'm just a Morning Myrtle, although it seems like Morning Myrtle's been extracted from my being, and I'm actually really enjoying what Boro are putting out and what Boro are doing, and this is another example of it. Really good. In the comments, let us know what you think of the new Boro badge as well. It's been just really good to be introduced to it, the new wave for Middlesbrough Football Club. Hopefully it signals better fortunes for the club that we love.